There's a bookmark in it. Hey guys, it's Taylor. I hope you are having a fantastic day. Today I'm here to bring you the intimidating TBR tag. Now for this, I was tagged by Amanda at A Court of Books and Love. I will leave her information down below as well as her original video. And I will also have the questions down below because I need to start doing that because I know that it is a super huge help when that's done. So I'm going to start doing that hopefully. Anyway, like I said, I was tagged by Amanda and let's go ahead and dive on in. There are 9 questions, and question 10 is who do you tag? We will just go in order. So question number 1 is a book that you have been unable to finish. And I'm going to go with Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. I have tried to pick this up twice. I went into this, I was like, yeah, I'm going to love it. I'm going to fly through it. I usually do with Cassandra Clare books. But I have managed to get to page 90, and that's it. I've tried to read this twice. I tried to buddy read it, and I got to page, I think 75, and I hated it. I tried to pick this up and start over for the reading quest, and I didn't get very far. I don't know. I don't know. I want to read it, and I want to like it, but I can't. I don't know why. It's heartbreaking. Question number 2. One book you haven't read because you have no time. This is going to be The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I keep meaning to read this, but I never do. And it's really good from what I hear. Julie from Pages and Pens loved this. She loved it. She read all 3 of the first main trilogy and she loved them. And I know that it's really good. A lot of people love this. Next is a book that you haven't read yet because it's a sequel. I'm going to go with Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. I read, devoured, and loved Shadow and Bone. This is the second book in the Grisha trilogy. I know that it's now the Shadow and Bone trilogy, but it will forever be the Grisha trilogy in my heart. This is the second book. I haven't picked it up yet because I don't want to taint the love that I have for Shadow and Bone, and I know that this is definitely got that second book, you gotta trudge through it. You just kinda gotta just force yourself to get to it in order to pick up the third book. I don't want to hate this trilogy because like I said, I loved the first one. And books that you have to force yourself to read, I end up usually hating and then not wanting to pick up the next one to finish. So eventually I'll get around to this and I'll really want to read it, but right now not so much. Question number 4, a book that you haven't read because it's new. This is a relatively new book. It is The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. I just picked this up. I think it came out in February. I'm not 100% sure. I need to read it. Everybody has read this and I haven't. It's one of those where it's I want to be one of the cool kids. But yeah, I know Amanda from A Court of Books and Love has read this, Julie from Pages and Pens, as well as the rest of BookTube have read this, but those are the 2 girls that I trust the most when it comes to opinions on books. They both loved this book and the whole reason I bought it. Next is a book that you have yet to read because you have read another book by the same author, but you didn't like that first book. Now, I have read The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West. I believe I also have P.S. I Like You. And now I also have By Your Side. This is a book where the 2 get locked in a library and romance ensues. But because of The Fill-In Boyfriend, I didn't really like that book. I enjoyed it for the fast read, but that was it. That all of her books are just going to be, it's a fast read, but there's no real depth to them. Yeah, this is the book that's, what you see is what you get. But sometimes it is nice to, readathons, it's nice to have those fast books. So I'll eventually get around to it. It's just right now, because of my distaste for The Fill-In Boyfriend, I won't pick this up yet. 6 is a book that you haven't read yet because it's huge. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. This edition is not including all of the fun stuff in the back. I believe it is about 524 pages. So this is a huge book. I'll eventually get around to it. My goal is to listen to a classic once a month. This is definitely going to be one of the books that I listen to on audiobook. It's just nice to have them in physical form as well because it's easier to mark where you are that way. Because for some reason, Audible doesn't do that. Number 7 is a book that you are just not in the mood to read, and that's going to be A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. A Long Way to a Small and Angry Planet is my favorite book that I have read so far this year, and this is a companion novel to that book, and I don't know. I don't want to, once again, just like my dilemma with Shadow and Bone, I don't want to taint the love that I have for Long Way to a Small and Angry Planet by reading this book, but I am curious to see what happens in this book, but I do want to read it, and I do want to get more in this world and see what happens, but I don't want to ruin the love that I have for A Long Way to a Small Nigger Planet by reading this and not liking it. Next is a book that you bought because of the cover. Look at this cover. Look at it. It's so pretty. This is Mask of Shadows by Lindsay Miller. This is a diverse book, I believe, because it has a gender fluid character. I want to say kind of like a patriarchal read, and I'm huge into the patriarch books right now. Anything that have to do with kings, queens, princes, princesses, I love it. I believe the main character, Sal, who is the gender fluid character, is looking to earn her freedom and become an assassin. Yes. She is wanting to become a member of the Left Hands, which is the Queen's Assassins. But I bought this book because of the cover. Look, it's so pretty. And question number 9 is your most intimidating book on your TBR. Now, I have quite a few large books on my TBR, but this one just kind of takes the cake. It's gonna be The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. I got this book for Christmas because, I remember seeing Reagan from Peruse Project talk about this book and how she just raves about it. And it is a sci-fi book that I feel that I can definitely get into. But I just haven't because it is huge. The appendix ends on page 661. I will eventually get to it. I think that's the theme of most of my videos when I have books that I haven't read. I'm gonna get to them eventually, just not right now. I will leave the people that I tagged down below. I will be sure to let you know on Twitter and other social media that you have been tagged. But thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you on Monday. Bye!